Welcome back. King Charles has ascended to the throne after a lifetime in waiting, but can he capture the same enduring affection and loyalty of his mother at a time when several Commonwealth countries are considering divorcing the royal institution?
And how will he establish his own identity in the process? Well, marketing and advertising experts Adam Ferrier and Matthew Bywater join us this morning. Adam, the Queen puts Charles in charge when her health started to decline. Was this an apprenticeship of sorts, an Elizabethan masterstroke?
Well, I think so. I think it's just good planning, isn't it? Get the guy who's going to take the chair, get him used to dealing with the public a little bit more. I think what's really interesting for soon-to-be King Charles is that I think his time has come, both obviously because he gets the throne, but also because of all of his environmental work. And now it kind of feels like the world has caught up to what he's been practicing for years. And so I think as long as he keeps on being dedicated to the environmental cause and can kind of influence on a global scale, and I think therefore the whole royal family will continue to thrive.
What do you think, Matthew? What happens to the strength of the royals now? I mean, obviously you're never going to see a monarch like we saw with Queen Elizabeth, but does the potency of the royals get diluted in any way here?
Well, it's very hard to combat against 70 years, which is what, I mean, I hate to say it's a competition, but he's up against his mum, who everybody loved, or a lot of people loved, and for 70 years. But I think one point, Adam, about environment, I think he needs to do more than environment. My concern, if he's going to do environmentalism and climate change, there's a lot of people doing that. There's a lot of people like Greta Thunberg, there's Al Gore, there's a whole raft of people. You get lost in the mess of that. He needs to carve out his own path. He needs to find something else that he can actually be a champion of and he gets known for, that people focus on.
I think he's focused on that, though, because he actually genuinely is so passionate about the environment and climate change. I think the murky part will be managing that message and not being seen to meddle in politics or try and influence things, because now he's obviously in a very different position as king.
That's right. And there is something, and I'm going off a newspaper article, something needs to be concerned at. He's got to be seen that he, the family, the Treasury, is not profiting from climate change. And I don't know if you saw the recent article in The Guardian, they're talking about the whole seabed licences. We're talking about hundreds of millions of pounds a year. If that's factually true, then they've got to be very careful how they manage that, because if you're seen to profit, then you can't really be seen as a champion without benefiting from it.
Adam, really interested in getting your thoughts on, I guess, as we've touched on, now King Charles has been really well deputised, if you want to put it that way, by the Queen. But where do you see the strength of the royals going to from here?
I think the strength of the royal family is just going to continue to thrive. I think they have lots of kind of inter-family disputes. So, like, what family doesn't have a daughter-in-law that they all don't like? All of the kind of issues they have are at a familial level. But I think that people are really thriving and seeing the strength of a monarchy and seeing the safety that gives loads and loads of people. So I find it fascinating how much people are caring, how little dissent there is. The people who are saying, "Oh, God, what are you upset about?" are just getting squashed down completely. And so I reckon it will just keep on thriving. And I think Charles will actually be I think you can already see him starting to be quite stately and
visibly,
kind of
right?
the role.
There's been a visible shift. Did you like the olive branch that was extended to Harry and Meghan? I felt like the timing was really good.
He's acting kingly, if that's a word. It's great.
Yeah, he certainly is. And obviously, as you said, it's that stability. And this comes at a time when the UK is in a very volatile situation financially, the recession looming, Brexit. Yeah. So it might just be the perfect time for people to hold on to something that really is that symbol of absolute stability.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier about the whole stay calm message, the mug with the crown on top. And I think that's important because that takes us back to sort of nostalgic roots, and that gives us a sense of safety and reassurance. So that's their big chance. Like I have to admit, before the Queen passed away, I thought the hope in the future had to be in Will and Kate. They're a magnificent couple. They do a lot of good work, and the younger generation can relate to them. I sort of worry that a lot of people won't relate to Charles. Good first day, good for 24 hours to start off with. But if he can bring in that nostalgia, bring in that longevity, that he is his mother's child, and everything that she is in him.
And if any family has that nostalgia and has that legacy, it's the royal family. They've been going for 1,000 years, so there is a fair bit of history and nostalgia behind them. All right, thank you to you both this morning for your insight. We'll have more of Weekend Sunrise right after the break.